Hello, hello everyone, and welcome back to our Santa Crochet Along. Hello, Sonia, and Dazzling Action is in the house. We've got Margaret here. I'm so glad you guys could come in and join me today. So today we're going to be working on Santa's hat. We're going to finish it up, and then we're going to also start assembling him. So, yeah, I'm playing on another screen. Why does this always happen to me? Ha ha. All right, hang on. You can hear double, I know. Let me just close everything else out because you don't need to hear me twice, that's for sure. Hang on, I think it's on this one. Leave, yes. Stop playing me twice, please. Oh my goodness, that was like very chaotic for just a second. Sorry about that, you guys. Oh my goodness. Anyway. Hi, Beth. How's it going? I always try to make sure I'm not on any of my tabs because I always have way too many tabs, you guys. This is like ADHD up the wazoo. I'll have like 30 tabs open amongst a bunch of different browsers. And so that's the problem. All of a sudden, I'll start going live and I'll hear myself going live in the background. I'm like, wait, no. Oh my gosh. Yes, Margaret, thank you. She's letting you know. Don't forget to leave the thumbs. And hello, hello. I love to crochet. How are you doing this morning? Oh my gosh. See, I'm already frizzy this morning. My gosh. Anyways, we're talking Santa today. All right. So we're going to talk the Holly Jolly Santa. We're going to work on his hat. And then we're going to work on his assembling him. My goodness. So let's get this top down here going, and then we can just keep chatting while we work. Okay, so here we are. Let me get the pattern popped up here. We go. Okay, perfect. So, and hello to you, Heather. How are you? And you guys, let me know. What are you working on? How you doing? Are you working on Santa, or do you have something else on your hook today? Let's chat while we work here. Okay, so yesterday we got started on the hat. We did the first 3 rounds here. So we're starting on round 4. And rounds 4 and 5, we're just putting we did our chain 3 to start so we could put our little stitch marker on there. And now we're just going to go in and do the double crochets all the way around. So just one in each one, okay? So it's just, basically we're just trying to build up the hat a little bit here. We're not actually making any increases or anything. So we're just yarning over, going into the next one, yarn over, get 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So just your standard double crochet, US terms, of course, because I'm here in the US. And yeah. So we've got another half day for the kiddos today. So I'm sure my son at some point will pop in and say hi, but we'll just keep on working. Oh my goodness. Hello, Beth. How are you? Oh, that's right. Okay, so I love to crochet. That's Tank, right? Hi, Tank. Do you like to be called Tank? I will call you that. Make sure. I try to call everybody by what they want to be called if I know what it is. Like I know Beth likes to be called Beth instead of Elizabeth. That's my daughter's name, but we call her Lizzie. So I don't worry, Beth. I won't call you that. So we're just going around here doing our double crochets, one in each one. I liked Kim's live this morning. I liked seeing her idea for the advent, and we each got to give her a color and a stitch, and she's making, I think she's going to make all dishcloths. I wasn't sure what her thought was on that, but I gave her popcorn purple, so we'll see what that one comes out as. Thought it was a good idea. Well, hello, Bunny Maple. How's it going? Killian, is that your first name or is that something else entirely? Because I see that the name looks like it's a little different. And hello, Angela. Okay, gotcha. I will call you Tank then. And hello to you, Samantha. Good morning. Anybody track their rounds like 1, 1, 1, 1, 2? That sounds like a dance step, doesn't it? You know, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. Okay, Killian is your name. Okay, I will call you that then. I've been calling you Viney Maple this whole time, but I actually really like it when people call me Frizzy. So, I mean, I don't mind if they call me Julianne or if they call me Frizzy, because it just like, it just feels like my my alter ego. We were talking, I was on Miss Angie's live. Angie is with the Yarn Room. And so with her members, you get a little icon next to your name. And so the first month you're a member, you're a pickle, which is like amazing. I love that. And then now I'm a chicken nugget. So I'm thinking of trying to think about, okay, when we can do memberships here, what should the little logos be, you guys? Because I got to draw them up. It's obviously going to be bee related and frizzy bee related, but I have to think about that because there's like so many different kinds of bees, right? You've got like honeybees and there's worker bees, and so I don't know. Let me know if you guys have any ideas though, because I think that would be fun where you get like upgraded the more months that you're a member. I think that's so cute. So anyway, okay, we're going to do our slip stitch to connect and our chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Replace your stitchy marker. I feel like I might have had too much caffeine, you guys. I'm a little shaky, so I apologize. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think it's good to have your name displayed. I love that. That's good. So we're just going around, you guys, another row or another round. We're going to just do double crochets again, okay? Just one in each. Just maintain the stitch count. Yeah. Makes it easier, I think. I know. I love being a chicken nugget. Bees and flowers, that'd be good. I do love Viney Maple though too. So yes, but Killian is a good name. So we will go with that. We will go with that. I always think of whenever I see maple, I think of the candies, the maple candies, those sugary ones that you get from Vermont. Those were always one of my mom's favorites. So all right, so we're just going around our round here, doing our double crochets. Yeah, so we could, maybe you start out as some sort of a flower, and then you can, slowly upgrade as you work your way to being in the hive or something. I don't know. Maybe you start off as a honeybee, right? And then what? They have the I don't know that they call them worker bees, but then eventually there's the queen bees, right? What are you going to make for Icy? You going to make like a maple sugar candy or something? Yeah, well, are they hard candies? I know I wouldn't call them hard candies, Killian. I would call them like, it's kind of, have you ever had a sugar cube? Have you ever kind of eaten a sugar cube? It's kind of like that, where it sort of will kind of dissolve more than anything, because it's just sugar. It's maple syrup, I think, sugar, the sugar from the oak tree or whatever. Drones, workers. I was looking it up and it got morbid, you guys. I was like trying to figure it out. Okay, what should I make my people here? And there was one that was I can't remember what they called it, but it was basically the bee that carries off the carcasses of the other ones so that they don't draw pests to the hive. I'm like, we're not going to have those bees. There's like, it's like the Grim Reaper bee or something. I don't know. Like, I don't know about that. Oh my gosh. Larva, bumblebee, honeybee, worker bee, queen bee. That could be good. Dog is being a brat. So I have to pick or choose a project that I work on, because my GS, is that your dog, is a handful. Oh, we're working. So we're trying to decide on I'm very close to being able to start memberships here on the channel. I see one of my cat's hairs there. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I'm within 300 hours, view hours, of being able to start memberships. So I've already been drawing up the emojis that will come with the memberships. So you'll have special Frizzy Bee emojis, and I've already got a bunch of those drawn up. So now I realized I need to have like tier, you know, like it's basically when you're a member for a month, then you start off as a certain, you get like a little emoji or a little character next to your name when you chat in the lives. It's really cute. So yeah, so you get it's like just fun, you know, it's just fun. And then as you're a member for more than 1 month, then you go to like the next stage, right? And you get a different picture next to your name. So it's just like a fun thing. I've seen very simple ones like a yarn skein that changes colors, and then I've seen ones that are like, you know, Angie's, where you start off as a pickle and then you become a chicken nugget, and I don't know what else there is, but we'll find out, you know. So it's just fun. Call them honeybees. That's right, my honeybees. Oh, German Shepherd. Thank you, Angela. I'm like, I'm not hip with the lingo, Angela. All right, so we've done round 5. So we're starting round 6. We did our chain 3. We placed our stitch marker. So we're starting with 1 double crochet. Okay, so there's 1 double crochet. And then we'll do our double crochet decrease. So going into the next one, you start the decrease, but then you got to yarn over and go into the next one again. Okay, pull through 2, and then just pull through the rest on your hook. And then we'll go back and keep doing that pattern. So the chain 3 counted as 1. And so now we're doing 2 double crochets and then a double crochet decrease around. So that's the pattern. So 2 double crochets and then do another double crochet decrease. Okay. Bees have pupa. That's true. I mean, I make everything cartoony, so I suppose I can make them cute too. Because I don't think, they probably don't start off being very cute, you know? I don't remember what those ones look like off the top of my head, but if you've ever seen like a ladybug before it becomes a ladybug, it does not look like a ladybug at all. We ended up having we had this tree behind our house, our prior house, and it got all these black bugs on it with these red spots. And we were like, what the heck is that? We thought we're infested by something. So I've had to, you know, look it up, get a picture of it, look it up, figured out they were baby ladybugs. So I'm like, do your thing, you know, you're good. We'll keep you around, even though you look a little frightening right now, but you know, you're going to get cute. So it's okay. Oh, and Froggies, you're an egg. You start as an egg. That's amazing. Yeah, they're probably not very cute. I mean, I could probably make them look cute, Margaret. I think I could make anything look cute if I want to, right? Okay, so now I'm doing the decrease one. You know, you put cute little bug eyes and stuff on anything, and you can make it have a cute face. So in fact, I drew, so my daughter has sea monkeys. And if you look them up on Google, they're not the cutest of things. But I tell you, when they look at you through the water or through the glass, you know, that you got them in, they look adorable. They look like 2 little eyes and a smile. And then they have these little feathery things on their heads. They just look like little caterpillars swimming around. They're very cute. So I drew up a little version of what I thought they looked like just visually from seeing them that way instead of what they look like online. Exactly. You just put a smile and a face on everything. Ladybug. Yes, right? Tank, they do. They're like spiny little things. It's weird. The ladybugs are. Exactly, Killian. Yes. They either look cute or uglier than sin. So true. Oh my gosh. I know. And some of them are, they're huge, right? They start off and they're like ginormous, and then they all of a sudden they shed and, you know, transform, and then they become butterflies or whatever, moths, you know, different things. So it's pretty interesting to see the stages of life for these creatures, but oh my gosh, they do not look the same as they do at the end stage, that's for sure. All right, I am talking and there we go. Okay, yes, I am decreasing. Good job, Julian. Spiny maggots. Oh my gosh, the icky pupa could be Bravo. Oh, that's so true. Although her Bravos are so cute. Kim's Bravos are really cute, I think. I think they're cute. Okay. I think I ended up with one extra, you guys, but that's okay. That's all right. You know, this is what happens. We talk and we don't always end up with exactly the right amount of stitches, but we do our best. Oh my gosh, the naked little hedgehogs. Yes. They look like dogs. Oh my gosh. I would have never thought of that as a descriptor, Killian, but I do like it because I actually just saw recently a picture of one, so I know exactly what you mean. That's too funny. I am not going to repeat that, Tank. I'm not repeating that, but that's hilarious. All right. So we're going to do another couple of rounds here where we're just doing a double crochet in each one. No decreases, no increases, just your double crochets, okay? So let's keep on going. You have an orange ladybug, orange and black, and the other one is red and black. Yeah, they come in different colors. It's really interesting. I've seen yellow ones too, which is pretty cool. So I don't know if they're just a different, like they come from a different place or what, but they're pretty cool. So Angela, remind me where you're at again. Yeah, and I think it's like it's probably just either different parts of the US or other countries. They just look a little different, you know. I remember so where I grew up in the Bay Area, and then where I was working for a winery until just before the summertime. And they had what I called like wild looking squirrels. They didn't quite look like your everyday squirrel with the fluffy tail. They were thinner and their tails were really like tiny, not fluffy like you'd be used to, you know, but they just run all over the heck of the place. You know, it was like up the cliff sides and mountain sides and whatever. And I have no idea. Were they squirrels? I don't know. Maybe they were a squirrel's cousin, but they just look like weird looking wild squirrels. That's cute. Baby hedgehog is called a hoglet. That's very cute. Little lady in a rainbow. Did anyone see or is going to see Wicked? I've heard of a lot of people seeing it. They really liked it. Aww. Like for me, so musicals, I have to be in the right headspace for a musical, to watch musicals. But also, they were playing the musical soundtracks at Target the other day over the loudspeaker, and it was just odd. And it was on, I think it was the Wicked soundtrack, or some of the songs were at least. But it was just like, I don't know, I don't walk through Target expecting to hear show tunes and stuff, so it was kind of weird. My husband and I are looking at each other. We're like, can we just have some, you know, I don't know, like elevator music or something? Nothing that breaks you out of your shopping mode, you know? I am working on Santa's hat, Samantha. Oh, the orange ladybugs are Asian ladybugs, and they bite. Okay, so don't let the orange ones land on you, you guys. Pro tip, leave the orange ones alone. All right, so I'm just building up here our 3 chain, replacing my stitch marker. Red, orange, yellow, brown, black, pink, blue, and gray. Wow, see it? I'm learning things. You ladies are so smart. Fighting ladybugs. Oh, it said that it was part 1. Part 2 comes out in a year. Oh, interesting. Okay. It's a 2-part Wicked this time, huh? All right, so we're going to do one more round of just double crochets as we work our way up Santa's hat. Musical soundtracks in a department store, it's not very fitting. It was really not, you know? I mean, I love, you know, a lot of the movies that have a lot of singing in them, like Grease and things like that. But I don't know, walking through the toy section and hearing everybody singing show tunes was just kind of weird, you know? Kind of broke me out of my shopping headspace. So you've got all your blankets you're working on, Samantha. I hope those are coming out well. Doing your Boggy Creek stuff. Purple ladybug with black spots. In addition to fun colors like pink and purple, ladybugs can also be orange, yellow, brown, and even solid black. Wow, that's interesting. Brown ladybugs are kind of cool. They remind me of wood sculptures. Oh, okay. I'll have to look this up because I knew they came in like 3 colors, but I didn't know they came in all those colors. So that's pretty cool. I wonder if they're all like the little spiny alligators when they're small, though, or if they look different. You know. No, I haven't. I've been buying stuff for it, though, Killian. I've got a bunch of things for the kids one, and I have some for the adults one, so I do need to keep that going. Yeah, so that should be fun. That should be fun. Yeah, this is Santa's hat, or it will be Santa's hat. You keep 3 vacuum cleaners close by, Angela. Like bug vacuum cleaners. Oh my gosh. Oh no. They hang out on you. Oh. You know what bug makes me feel like that? Are the June bugs. We had them in California. I don't know that we have them. It might be too cold up here in Washington. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen one. But the worst like I've ever seen for those is basically when we were driving cross country moving from Florida back to California and we were in Louisiana. Oh my gosh, you guys. We were trying to get into the Waffle House, I think it was. And they had like an entryway in between the main outside area and the Waffle House. And all over the ground, all over the walls, they were just covering everything. And they dive bomb you just like that. I do not like them. Oh, you love June bugs? They're not very smart, but oh my goodness, that's so funny. All right, hang on, you guys. I need to count because I don't know if let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Yeah, see, I don't think I needed to add one before you guys. That's so funny. I think I added one because I thought that it was one more, but it was actually the chain space. So bear with as I make a decrease. Oh, this is what happens. Story of my life. My lives, I should say. Story of my lives. I'm always having something like go wrong, but that's okay. I just fix it while we're on here chatting. So, oh, are you talking about love bugs or you love bugs? Because love bugs are disturbing little things in Florida that I had no idea existed. Yes, they cover your car completely. So true. Okay, so we finished round 8. We're starting round 9, and we're going to do a double crochet decrease to start here because we did our chain 3. So we'll do a double crochet decrease as we start to close the hat. Okay, and then we're going to do that pattern of 1 double crochet and then a double crochet decrease. Okay, and we'll do that all the way around. I know, right? Who to do? We're just, we just got to the end. Did you see that? Nobody saw a thing. I just think it's funny now. This happens more and more just because I'm trying to multitask here, right? We're striking up conversations because I know not everybody's doing this live. You know, save it for later. If you want to make a Santa, you'll have a pattern now. But yeah, I just like trying to do more than one thing at a time has never been my strong suit. So it is what it is. You know, just have to laugh about it. That's all. Oh yeah, stink bugs are gross. They called them, I don't know why, they give them a different name here. They call them elder beetles. You know, it's like they have a distinctive name or something, but I'm pretty sure it's just a stink bug. I don't think they're two different bugs. They just had to call them something spiffy out here, but they have a ton of those out here. There's like a season for them, and they'll just be crawling up the windows, and you'll find one in your house because it somehow swooped in without anybody noticing, you know. Yeah, they could stay outside. That'd be nice. Spray Pam on the front door so they don't stick. So the June bug hits the wall, just slowly slides down. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's a hilarious picture in my head right now. Oh my goodness. That's too funny. It's like, I'm gonna make it, guys. I'm not gonna make it. It slides down. Oh man. Oh, you like pill bugs? Yes, I have my little one from my story right here. This is Roland. He's a little roly-poly guy from my story. Does his best thinking in a ball. Pill bugs, they have a lot of names. There's like pill bug, roly-poly, potato bug. I feel like they have a lot of names too. So, yeah, I do too. I call them roly-polies. Just sounds nicer than pill bug or potato bug, you know. No, see, I was doing another decrease. I needed to do a regular double here. All right, here we go. Now we're doing our decrease. Box elder beetles are black and orange. Stink bugs are brownish gray. Oh, okay. Isn't he cute, right, Margaret? That's right. And what is a doodle bug, Tank? What's a doodle bug? A doodle bug. All right, so I am replacing my stitch marker here. Maybe. Here we go. Okay, now we're going to chain our 3 again. Replace our stitch marker. Okay, and then we're just doing 1 around. That's just for double crochets, okay? So just maintain your stitch marker, or your stitch count. Hold the line. Whoops, there we go. Get into the right stitch there. Tank, what's a doodle bug? That sounds like a name you give a different kind of bug that you just like want to give it a fun name. Thank you, Beth. See, Beth's with me. Yeah, you know, they look like those little Egyptian beetles, but they're tan, right? I don't like being dive bombed. And there was one time I was working on an art piece. This is so many years ago now, but this is back in California, and I was hunched over the table, and I felt something on my back, and I went like this, and I grabbed a solid thing, and I chucked it, and sure enough, it was a June bug on the ground. Like, hello, I was just trying to watch what you were drawing, you know. I'm like, get off my back. An antlion pushes dirt in an upside-down volcano of sand. That's interesting. I gotta look these things up, make sure I can steer clear of them. Oh my gosh. What are you working on, Sonia? Anything? You guys have anything going on? Anything you're crocheting right now? Or knitting, maybe? Okay, we've reached the end. Now, as we're building this up, it doesn't take that long, right? Because we have less stitches to go around now. So we're chaining 3, placing our stitch marker on again. Okay. And then we're doing a double crochet to start. Okay, so 1 double crochet to start. All right. And then a double crochet decrease. Making salt dough ornaments with Amori. Nice. That's awesome. Making a beanie for your partner. It's truly a labor of love. So boring. I need regular breaks. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's too funny. Okay. Yeah, I was just making sure I'm on the right one. Okay, so 2 double crochets and then a double crochet decrease. So that's what we're doing around. So now we're kind of more slowly making the decline of the tip of the hat because we still are building it up so that it can have the fold down that we need. So that's what we're doing. All right. June bugs are the adult of a grub worm. I always think of Lion King when I hear the word grubs, you know? It's like Pumbaa always went looking for grubs. Getting your hair, act home on you. They're going to land on you. Exactly. I don't mind if you want to hang out, but just don't touch me, okay? Don't touch me. Leave me be. You know? So my uncle used to do that. My Uncle Rob, he would it was probably very it seems very inhumane now that I'm older, I don't know, but he would catch you know, the mosquito hawks, the ones that are like those giant ones, but they eat mosquitoes. So he would catch those, put them in the freezer for a little bit to knock them out, and then he would tie a string to the leg, and when they thawed out a little bit, they'd come up and then they'd be on a leash and swing around. It's terrible. Oh my goodness. We did that with bumblebees and let them fly. Yeah. Okay. I think I ended up with an extra one again. That's okay. Shh, don't tell anyone. Oh my gosh. Doodlebug is a cute name, but ant lions are definitely not cute. Did you look them up, Margaret? I picture like an ant wearing a little lion costume, you know. Oh, that could be more interesting, but I'm sure that's not what they look like. I am sure that's not it. Okay. So we've done that. Now we're just doing another one of, whoops, I put this stitch marker on. Let's do our chain 3 first. So let's do 1, 2, 3. Now put it on there. And then do your double crochets around. Yes, I'm sure these bugs love being tied to a string, you know. Right? Ugh. Used to tear the, oh. Yeah, that's so gross. That's really gross. Isn't that their abdomen? I don't know. I remember like, yeah, and they would, you know, put salt on snails and stuff, like terrible things. Kids can be so terrible. Awful. My uncle would he would catch bees and he would like put them in a jar with holes in it and then roll them so that they're like knocking around and stuff. It was terrible. It was awful. I hated it. I don't like that. He would also chase me with spiders too, so that's probably where my phobia came. But that's also partly why, you know, I was my son, he was afraid of all of the bugs. I mean, a butterfly would come in the yard and he'd run in the house screaming when he was young. And so I started giving them names, you know. So we had a tiger swallowtail that would come flying through the backyard that he used to scream about, and I would call him Tiger. Oh, it's just Tiger, honey. And then we had a little white moth that would come, and I named him Flit. So Flit would come around, and we would see Flit in other places too. We're like, it's Flit, he's hanging out with us again. Look at that, you know, like it's the same bug going around. But it really helped to kind of give them names and like make them feel less scary for him. So I think that's partly why I did the book series as well with the spider. Okay, so now we're doing another double crochet decrease. We're starting the next round. All right, so do your decrease there. And then we'll do one double crochet decrease 4 times. Bees in your hair? Oh yeah, bees in your hair, it would be scary. I mean, like I say, I like them if I see them, you know, doing their thing with the pollen and little booties hanging out of the flowers and stuff. That's cute. I don't want one in my hair though. Distress call, and the other bees come to try and help him. Oh yeah. Higher pitched noise. Yep. Brother did that, Beth, and it always made me cry. Fireflies are my favorite bugs. Oh yeah. They are very cool. We never had them in California, or at least I don't ever remember seeing any, but my husband is from New York, so they had them there. So he was used to seeing them. Oh, I have a fear of leeches. Never had one, but I do have a nice fear of them, so I should keep salt in my pocket if I'm ever going through some water and I'm not sure if there's leeches. I'll be prepared. Sister was nice to them. She pulled a wagon around all day, putting bugs, worms, snails in it, and tried to make a habitat for them with grass and sticks and leaves. Yeah, that's cute. June bugs pinch? Okay, I didn't know that. Now I really don't like them. Okay, here we go. Chain of 3. 1, 2, and 3. Come on, stitch marker. Come on. Work with me here. There we go. Okay. Now we'll do another round of just the decrease. Not the decreases. Don't follow that. Just the double crochets. Don't mind my mush mouth. This is like what are we on now? Day 7 of Santa? Day 8? I'm not sure now. We're working right along. My husband's like, do Santa. I'm like, it's an involved pattern, you know, but we're just going to make it work. We're just going to have fun. We'll chit chat and we'll sit here and we'll work on Santa in a lot of pieces. Oh, you have leeches there, Angela? Oh, good. Yeah, keep a healthy amount of salt around. I have a ton of them a couple years ago. They really liked my garden. It was really magical sitting out in the evening watching them. I think we're talking about fireflies now, not leeches. I don't think I've ever heard a leech called magical. Yes, lightning bugs, that's right. Lightning bugs, fireflies, that go by many names. All right, chain of 3. We're almost done here, building up the hat, you guys. Okay, place your stitch marker, and now we're just doing our double crochet decreases all the way around. So this is the last round here, so just decrease all the way around to make the tip of Santa's hat, which is where we'll be sticking the pom-pom that we're going to be making here very shortly. We have a lot of slugs. We don't have leeches. Well, I don't know. I haven't gone in like the swampy areas either. So it's possible we have leeches. I know that they have a tick problem in the green belts, but so far we've escaped them. And hopefully that will continue because I don't want a leech on me. Or not a leech, a tick. I know, you follow the count, you're still off. I know, that's pretty much where I'm at here. But that's okay. That's okay. Okay, we're doing our slip stitch. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. So this is the shape. Okay, this is the shape of Santa's hat. So it will, one side gets tucked down like that. And then this is where we sew the pom-pom, and then we have the edging to do as well. So go ahead and fasten off, leaving a little bit of a tail here. So we'll need to stitch that little opening closed. Okay, so there's that piece. Yeah, the ticks really do go after the dogs, don't they? Okay, so we're gonna go scroll down here. And we're going to make the hat's brim. So you see the hat's brim right there? That's what we're working on next. So just set this part aside for now and grab your brim color. So this is mine. I'm using that Aran Fleck color again. Okay, so we've got that. And we're starting out with chain of 50. So we need to make our slip knot on our hook. Like so. Okay, Killian, we will see you next time. Good luck with your work. Okay, so chain of 50. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 35. Did I pull from the outside? No, I didn't. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, almost there. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. Okay. Nice long one again. All right, slip stitch to the first to join. So make sure you're not twisting it here. Okay, going into the V, in the center of the V of that first chain that you did. And you're just slip stitching to connect like so. There we go. Okay, so now we've got our ring. All right, now do a chain of 3, which counts as your first double crochet. Grab your stitch marker, place your stitch marker. There we go. Okay, and we're going to just do a double crochet around. So let's stick the tail through, and we're just going to go all the way around doing 1 double crochet in each one. Yeah, we have the slugs that they're brown. They look, I guess, like leeches. You know what they look like is almost like a banana slug, but they're not yellow, the brown. So I don't know if they're considered the same thing, because they can get pretty good size too. It's pretty gross. Do they like beer? Oh my gosh, how funny. Who knew? Does it kill them if you put the beer out? Like, do they does it, or do they just sit there like having a heyday in a party? I don't know. We had a stroller that our kiddos had used for a long time, but you know, as they got older, we had it in the garage, but we had not really done a deep clean on it, so it had crumbs and things from the kids. And there was one time where I was going to give it to somebody. Like, I mean, I was going to clean it, you know, I was going to clean it at that point. But I went to pull it out and I saw glistening all over it. The slugs had gotten into it to like eat all the crumbs, but they left all their sludge behind. So they weren't actually on it anymore. They'd already done their job, you know, they cleaned it, but then left a huge goopy mess. So we were just like, nope, that's going straight to the dump. Gross. Oh, it does. It kills them. I figured they die drunk and happy. That's right. That's right. That's like the fruit flies, right? They like the red wine and stuff. They do the same thing. Oops, splitting my yarn here. There we go. There we go. So the kids got their, well, James got his Tdap yesterday. And they now have, for the flu, they actually have a spray for kids up the nose, which I think is a great idea. I wish they had that for all of them, but that's the only one that they seem to be able to do that for. The COVID one, they have to actually get it like a regular shot. But my son had, you know, he struggled because he does need more. That wasn't going to be it. They have like 3 more they need to do for him. But he just started panicking, and we were like, okay, we can't do more than just this. Well, we let him decide. We were like, okay, you get one, you get the nose spray, and then you tell us if you're up for doing more today, you know, and then otherwise, because your other option is you don't, and then we have to come back. So you have to go through that anxiety again. So we were hoping that he would choose to just get him all gone and be done with it, but he didn't, so we'll have to go back. Just do it again. But I think part of his anxiety is not feeling a sense of control, and so we're giving him that control. So we'll just bring him back, and maybe this next time he'll be like, okay, I'm going to be brave and I'll just do this. Otherwise it's just going to drag it out. Oh my gosh. My daughter, though, she's a total trooper. Her arm is sore today, but she just goes up. Okay, here you go. So I'm glad we don't have 2 kids that struggle. You know, it's one is enough. Have a creek in the lower part of our yard. I'm in the lookout for anything coming up from the creek. Gross. Like see the glistening eyes at night coming up to you. It's like terrifying, you know? The stuff of nightmares. We have a green belt that's within our complex. It's behind the across the street neighbors. So there's like a walking trail, little area back there, and then there is a pond that gets very murky and mossy and gross. Looks more like a swamp at this time of year, you know, but ducks will go in there when it's not absolutely gross. And that's where I'm not sure if there's leeches, but I don't think so. I'm not sure whereabouts they are, you know, in water and stuff. I'm sure there's other things in there, though. Definitely mosquitoes. So, lots of mosquitoes. Oops. I love this yarn. All the little natural bits that are flecked in there. Okay. There we go. Tonight's Taco Tuesday, you guys. Have my folks come over again. Have my brother and my sister-in-law and my nephews are going to come over. We're having tacos. This is our every Tuesday night thing. It has become that. So we all hang out. We have our tacos. What are you guys all doing later? Any plans? Anything going on? edge of the wetlands. I got sick for the first year we lived there from all the mosquito bites. Oh, wow. We had a pond in the woods that we skated on in the winter. Oh, that's cool, though. That's really cool. Okay, let me count again. I'm just going to count here at the end. So we should have 50. 1, 2, 49, 50. Okay, good. So we're going to slip stitch in the first chain there, then chain of 3. Okay, and then again, we're just doing one more round of double crochets all the way around. All the weird stuff that came out of the water in the summertime. Oh, did you see things you'd never seen before, Margaret? I'm trying to make sure I'm not, yep, see I'm splitting the fibers. There we go. There we go. Creatures of the deep. You guys have favorite crochet books that you absolutely love? Like, what's your top go-to crochet book? Is it an amigurumi book? Let's talk books. I need to know what I need to put on my Christmas list. I don't know. I keep thinking I want to get Tunisian hooks, but they're so expensive. If you get the ones that Michael buys. Michael buys the good stuff though, but as he says, you get what you pay for. So, yeah. MDL Crochet, guys. He has an amazing channel. Lots of Tunisian. All Tunisian, actually. But yeah, I want to learn. It's like $118 for a set. Ugh. That hurts my pocketbook. Little thing that swam around and looked like a Ruffles potato chip. Oh my gosh. What was that? So it had legs then, right? So it was like a Ruffles potato chip with either a tail and fins or legs. Gross. It would be very interesting. Have you seen those little frogs, you guys? They look like a little round ball with tiny little legs, you know, and they kind of make a squeal sound if they get startled or whatever. They're so cute. I don't know what they're called, but they're just so cute. They're like they're not very like able to get away or anything because they're not very fast. They can't really climb very well because they've got stubby little legs, but they're kind of cute. No legs. Okay, so it's just a potato chip swimming around. Weird. I wonder what that was. To a new house, but Janie Crow's book and Flower Motif's book. Ooh, okay. I'll look those up. Counting Bernat blanket is a pain. Yes, it is. It's hard to see the stitches, especially if it's the blanket extra, because it's even fuzzier. Then it's really hard to see them. So I feel your pain, Dazzling Action. Crochet Creatures of Myth and Legend book. Ooh. Is that the gal that did the Impkins book, Margaret? I know that she also did one that had like a dragon on the cover, which looked pretty cool. I have so many books that I have not actually crocheted anything from because I collect them and then I haven't made stuff. I really need to. I got the what's it called? I think it's called the Animal Friends of Peek-a-Pow. I got all 3 of those books. And I started making the seagull with the beret on the first book. And that's another whip I need to finish. I need to finish his bottom half and then his legs and such, and then he'll be done. But yeah, I got all 3 of those, and they're so cute. But I want that. There's another book. It's like a sea creatures one that I really want. One of them has a picture of a whale. It's like a humpback or some type of whale like that. And it has a lighthouse on its back. Have you guys seen that one? It's amazing. It looks so cool. Okay. Yep. Yeah. I love her stuff. She does some really amazing things, Margaret. Good choice. Okay. So we're just slip stitching to connect. So that's the brim. Finish off leaving a tail. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Hello, Sam. How are you? Glad to see you over here. We're working on Santa today, another crochet along. So we've got Santa's brim of his hat here. Okay. So that's going to go around our brim like so. But before we tack that down, let's go ahead and make our pom-pom. So that way we've got all the pieces we need for our hat, and then we'll go ahead and start putting everything together for Santa. We're going to do the 2 turtle doves, not today, but then I'm also going to teach you how to make the birdhouse as well. So we've got a couple of different options. You can either attach the turtle doves to his staff, the sticks if you have one with lots of branches, or you can get a stick that doesn't have a lot of branches and you can make a staff that has a birdhouse on the top. So I'm giving you a couple of options with that. But let's start off. We're going to do our pom-pom. So let me move. Let me move this. Nope, that's, oh, I see what I did. Okay, hang on, hang on. There we go. All right, let me, you guys, I apologize. I still don't know what I'm doing half the time with this pattern thing. Okay, well, let's go back up. So this is just explaining how to make a pom-pom, but I'm going to do it with you. So, all right, so now I'm over here. Okay, so we're going to be wrapping it around 4 fingers, okay? And that's going to give us a larger pom-pom. And we need to wrap it around about 60 times to give us a nice thick pom-pom. So we're using the same color we used for the brim. So for me, it's this Aran Fleck, okay? So we're wrapping it around many times. But before we do that, actually, let's just cut a little strand that's 6 inches. I don't know. It could be a little more, a little less. But it's going to be to tie around the pom-pom. So now let's go ahead and do our winding here. So 60 times, okay? Hi, Rita. Ah. Okay. So I'm going to lay that one out. I'm going to cut this away. All right, so now we've got it wrapped around. Yay, pom-poms. That's right. So we're going to slip our fingers out like so. Okay, but holding it, you're holding the length, right? So now we're going to lay it across our piece that we cut earlier. Okay, so in the center. Now we're going to tie it around the center, okay? So you're kind of holding it with your fingers as you tie the 2 ends of that one strand that you cut earlier. Tie it in at least a double knot. You can always do a triple knot if you're, depending on what your yarn you're using. If it's kind of slippery, then I would do extra ones, okay? So just like that. And now you get to cut it. This is kind of the fun part, I think, because you need to cut it and shape your pom-pom. So let me just check and see what everyone is saying. Oh, I love that. I saw there's like a new Harry Potter book as well, Sam. No, Margaret was talking about another book. It's like a fantasy creatures book by the gal that does the Impkins stuff as well. It's really pretty. She always does like jewel tone things, I noticed. So we're cutting the ends, both sides, right? Just making sure you don't want to cut the center one. So stay out of the center, you guys. We're just cutting around, making sure we cut all those loops. Did I miss any? There's a couple that I missed. Painting your art journal right now. Nice! Blow dryer to quickly dry it. Oh, my kids said crack up. The things I use. Mini hair straightener to iron fabric for my bags. Nice. Yes, the Phoenix is really pretty. Okay. So now that we've done that, I'm just double checking. I think I got them all. You'll find them as you go. Sometimes like I don't see the ones that I haven't cut yet, and I'll find them way later. But obviously you don't want your pom-pom to look like that. It kind of looks like a mess, right? So now you just need to trim around to the size that you want. So you're giving it a haircut basically. But you're just trying to make sure you're trimming them all around the same length, so that you don't have any that are super long and scraggly. You can trim also the long ones that were from the tie around. So this is kind of a messy part, obviously, as you're seeing here. And I found some that were not clipped, so I'm just clipping those. Okay, there we go. Just going around till it's the size that you want it. Yeah, her new one, it looks so cool with the Monster Book of Monsters. Oh my gosh. And I loved Professor Sprout, and the little tiny mandrake was so freaking cute. Oh my gosh. You have a hard time cutting pom-poms and you don't get them to look right. Well, so what I do, once I kind of think that I've got it the way that I want it, is I go like this. So I just like get them to kind of like, I don't know, not be so stuck together, and get into that little round sort of shape, like so. See, it looks like a truffula tree, doesn't it? And then what I'm also doing is just trying to get out any of the ones that are still long, but they're tucking themselves in, you know? And then I'll go in and I'll just do some more trimming. See, I got like those long ones there. And just kind of go around it again. Just to try to make sure everybody is the length that I want. You know, and if you want one that's like even thicker, you can do the same thing, but wrap it more times. Or if you want one that's not as thick, you wrap it less times, you know. It really depends on what look you're going for. Just making sure I got all the fluffy bits out. There we go. Well, hello. Is it Reiki? Is that how you pronounce your name, Reiki? Or Rike? All right. Apologies if I miss any of the chat, you guys, because I am working and chatting, and I'm trying to make sure I keep up with everything. Okay, so I'm just going to scoop this out of the way, all these little fluffy bits. Clear off my board here. Okay. The one that Margaret's talking about, Dazzling Action, have you seen that? Ricky. Okay, so it's pronounced Ricky. Well, hello, Ricky. How's it going? All right, so we made our pom-pom. We've got our hat pieces. You can put your yarns away for now. All right, we've got our coat that we made the other day, right? So we can set that aside. So now we're going to be doing some assembly, you guys. So let me just get rid of the pattern out of the way. And that way you can just see me and my hands, and we are going to be assembling. So you will need your, you're going to need your yarn needles, okay? Yarn needles, pair of scissors. You will need, if we start doing the belt, you're going to need an embroidery thread, or embroidery needle and thread, and you're also going to need some buttons, a couple of buttons that work for the little holes that is going to go on the back side of our belt buckle, okay? That way we can connect the two sides together. and the belt buckle will be showing in the front. Okay, so those are the extra bits that we will need when we do the belt. But for now, let's work on the hat. Okay, so we will be tacking this guy down. All right, and actually, you know what? I want to do one thing, you guys. Bear with. Because I am a visual learner as well. I have a photo tutorial as well. So we're just going to kind of go through this too. So actually here, okay, I'm sorry. I'm going back and forth, you guys. I'm trying to decide how I want to do this, but let's just follow the photo tutorial as we do this, you know? Rather than jumping ahead, let's get Santa going, because this is going to be the fun part, is to get Santa going. So grab your Santa body. I have mine, I know. I put it off to the side before we started. Here we go. I've got all my bits, all my Santa bits here, okay? So you're going to need the body and his head to start. We'll start there, okay? Well, hello, David. How's it going? Santa's going very well. We've made all the Santa pieces, so now we're going to start assembling Santa. The only thing we haven't done are the 2 turtle doves, which we're going to make tomorrow. Okay, so we've got our body. We already had, if you were going to do it, you can cut, I'm just pulling mine out, but you can cut a little oval of cardboard that will fit inside. That's the first thing that you would put in. Okay, so if you're going to do that, use this as your guide where the line is, that little ridge that you made. So you're going to cut out your cardboard and then you just fit it into the shoe. So that way it gives it a nice flat bottom to help him stand, just like that, okay? And then if you would like him to be weighted, then you can grab either some fishing weights, which is what you see in the picture right there. Those are fishing weights. Or I just went and grabbed some rocks that were about the same weight. So you can use those. But mine, I've already checked. Mine will actually be right in here. So I'm going to do a little tiny bit of stuffing down there. Then I'm going to add my rocks just for the weight of them. So I'm grabbing the stuffing. I got 2 bags of stuffing, but I don't think I'm going to need that much. But I just want to make sure I didn't have to run out anywhere. Okay, so all I'm doing right now is I'm just tucking stuffing into the shoe, which I'm going to then put a rock on top of, which is going to go kind of in the leg area just above. I'm just putting enough in the shoes just to give them a little shape. And then we're going to add those weights in there. All right. Adding a little bit more stuffing. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, I think that's good. Then I always just kind of do the squish test to make sure that I'm going about even in both of them. Then you can just put your weights in there. So I'm going to set my weights in. Okay. And then we'll get the other rock in there, or fishing weight, whatever you're using. Okay. After that, so now I've got my weights in there. It just helps them to stand, you guys. It's not necessary if you don't want to. You can just omit those completely, but it does help him to stand to get that little bit of extra weight to the bottom of him. I think I'm going to make cranberry sauce this evening. Nice. Tomorrow I think I'm going to make a key lime cheesecake. Oh, can I come to your house? Get some Thanksgiving cooking done ahead of time. Are you, like, how many dishes are you making? Do you guys have a whole bunch that you make for, because it's just, you said it was just you two and Icy, your dog, right? For this year? Yeah, I was thinking about that because otherwise I'd have to raid my dad's stash of fishing stuff and try to find some weights. And so rather than have to wait and do that, I figured, rocks will work. You know, you can use poly beads, the little plastic beads. The only problem with that is depending on your tension, they can pop out of the holes in your stitching. So if you're going to use those, I would recommend putting them in like a, you could put them in, what do you call them? Like tights, you know, the old school tights that would often run, right? But you could put them in tights. You could just make a small little pouch, and then you could put them in that, and that would create that sort of mesh. You could probably even use like a cheesecloth or something too, you guys. But I would suggest putting it in something first before putting that in your stuffies, because I have one from when I was first making amigurumi. Let's just say I can't twist it too crazily because they'll just start popping out everywhere because my tension was not as good as it is now. Oh, you're doing a, Ricky, you're doing a decoration for your gear stick for your car. Cool. Yeah, nylon stockings. That's right. Thank you. Your sister tried to make homemade and you're never going back to the canned. You like the homemade one then. Oh, very nice. So I'm just giving him some plumpness here. I'm just stuffing him good, you know, giving Santa a little bit of a belly. Help fill out his coat. Okay, so we'll just keep on stuffing until it feels like he's got enough. She was telling me that, David. I was like, oh my God, Shy, I have 10 pounds of stuffing over here. And because I'm still working on the first 10 pounds. I bought one of those giant 20-pound boxes, you guys. When I first opened it, there was like 2 bags in there, but they have them like air sealed. And I didn't know that. I was like, oh, well, that's a lot. But then when I cut the bag, it just kept growing and growing. I'm like, oh my gosh, 20 pounds of stuffing. Wow, that's a lot. Oh, how cool, Beth. All right. So Santa is nice and pudgy now, which is just how I wanted him. So I'm going to get his head. Now, if you haven't put your eyes in yet, then you're going to want to put your eyes in, okay? So I'll move this over just so you can kind of see in the picture here. Okay, so when you're doing the eyes, as it says here, you're putting them between rows 9 and 10. So you count from the magic ring, okay? So let me just show you over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you can see that I put the posts between the 2 rows here, and then you're placing them apart. And if you're counting, so I see the stitches at an angle, right? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 stitches in between the eyes, okay? So that's how many rows down and stitches in between the eyes. So make sure that's done. And then once you've done that, then we can go ahead and we'll stuff the head. So I'm going to move this back over here. And I'm going to scroll down because the next thing we're going to be doing is his beard, you guys. But first, we need to get his head done. So let's stuff the head. So tuck your ends in. Just leave the one that we're going to use to sew his head to his body. So we're just stuffing the head. Getting the head all nice and stuffed. Okay, sounds good, Beth. Orange is quartered and cooked in with it. Let's see. I'm going to do the turkey, green bean casserole, baked sweet potatoes, some kind of rolls, cranberries. Oh my gosh. Cheesecake for dessert. Yum. She's doing okay. Stuffing my favorite. I make mine with oranges quartered and cooked in with it, as well as cinnamon sticks and a bit of ground cloves. Oh, that's going to smell so good. Oh, that sounds like deliciousness. Usually make about 2 quarts at a time, and you eat it with cottage cheese. I was never a big cottage cheese fan. It's the texture for me. But all of that other stuff just sounds delightful. It's going to smell like a mulled kind of cider, you know. All right, so look at that head. He's taking shape, you guys. Awesome. All right. So you don't have to worry about, you know, stuffing at this point. We're going to start sewing it to the body, and then you'll have time to add more if you need to, okay? So don't worry about it being too stuffed. Otherwise, it becomes almost hard to manage when you're trying to stitch the sides together. Okay, so first of all, let's go ahead and sew the head down, okay? So I'm just getting this out of the way. We're going to get Santa's head on. So make sure your feet are pointing forward, same direction as you're going to want your little eyes, right? And then I try to line up the stitches. So the stitch count of the head and where your body ended is the same. So you want to try to line it up so that the eyes will stay forward. If you need to use, you know, what do they call them? Like the crochet sticks or the knitting sticks to hold it in, you can do that. But you just kind of like look at the stitches around to see where you need to start on your piece here so that the eyes can stay forward. Okay. And you're going to grab, because you have your thread here from your head, now you're going to go into the body and then come back out on the next stitch of the head, okay, to connect them. All right, so let's just kind of double check before we do the full stitch down, because I can't tell you how many times I've had to basically undo this and then redo it because I didn't have the stitches the way that I wanted them. But there's ways to fudge it, you guys, so it's okay. One way or another, we'll get it right. All right, so we're gonna whip stitch the two together. So you're going down into the neck, like so, and then coming back up from the inside to the outside of the head, like so, okay? And then just pull. Okay. Then going into the next stitch on the body, and then you're going to get to the next stitch on the head here, like so. See that? And then just pull. We're going to go all the way around to connect our head. You're going to make it a fruit salad too. Yum. It's like one of the only things my son will eat. Thanksgiving meal. He'll eat this fruit salad and the rolls. That's about it. Okay. So you see how it's connecting? So I'm just going to check on my stitches here, making sure that we're good and we look like we're doing good. And just stitching them around, putting them together. This is when all of your hard work to make all the pieces gets to shine, because you're finally getting Santa's body put together. He's no longer going to be decapitated. And if you've reached the front and he's like slightly tilted one direction or the other and you wanted to not have to take that out, what you can do is, for example, if his, let's say he's looking that way, right? And you need his head to be kind of positioned more this direction. Then what you're going to do is you'll just go into the same stitch. So you're going to go into the next stitch of the body, but then don't go to the next stitch of the head, if that makes sense. So staying in the same stitch, All right, so that way you can start gently pulling the head a little bit, just a little bit. If it's like he's looking sideways, then you're gonna have to redo it. This is only if he's gently looking slightly to the side and you want him being straight ahead. Then you can kind of do that, and then that will just pull the head slightly forward. Okay, so you may have to do that a couple of times, and that's totally fine. If that's the case, okay? And then just go into the next stitch. But by doing that, it means that you're going to end up in the other side, right, with not exactly the same amount. So you just kind of have to fudge it a little bit, and that's okay. If you have to do 2 in 1 stitch, you know, that's okay. You make it work, you know, because I get it. Like, I don't want to have to redo the whole thing and keep ripping it out. And it's very difficult sometimes, and it can get really frustrating. Right? He's getting his head on. He's going to look so cute. I'm excited. He's getting his head on. Oops. Here we go. Icy's laying on the floor beside me, fast asleep. Really loves sleeping down here. If it weren't for being alone, he would probably sleep down here all the time. Yeah, it sounds like he likes to be with people. With his people, I should say. All right, so we're just stitching away, putting our head on. I think a lot of people steer away from Amis because of the assembly part. And it's not that bad if you know how to make kind of fixes if there's an issue. And you don't have to keep redoing it all the time, you know. Just make little tucks here and there, and you can just kind of guide the stitches where you want them to be if it's not perfect. All right. He is. He's getting his head on straight. That's right. Yes, he is. And he's going to get his beard on in just a minute. Beard. And then we're going to attach his ears, which are also kind of help hold his hat on. You know, you could stitch his hat down if you don't want it to be removable. That works too. So see what I was saying? So I only have, let's see, I have 1 stitch left here in the back, but I still have a few extra stitches here. So then what you're going to do is just go back into the same stitch on the body and grab one of the other stitches on the head. So we'll just put in extra stitches on the body and the back to account for the ones that we, you know, needed in the front. So now I'm going to go to that one that I have left, except for I split it. So hang on a second. Let me just go back one here. I don't want to split the stitch. I just want to grab the full stitch here. So I got to get into the hole right there so I can grab that whole braid there. Okay, we're good. We're good. It hurts your hands. Aw. Yeah, it can. It certainly can hurt your hands, especially if you're doing it all the time and you're not taking enough breaks. Okay, so now we're just going to come out somewhere else. All right. And we'll tie it off. So we're just going to grab any stitch that we made to connect, any of the whip stitches. Yeah, it's tricky to get things exactly right, isn't it? All right, we're just tying it off and going in somewhere else, coming out somewhere else, and just tucking that knot in, okay? So now we can clip that away. His head is on. All right. So now he is a head and a body. See? Yay! Okay. Set that piece aside. Sit down your stuffing for a minute. Now we're going to need his beard, okay? So grab the pieces for his beard wherever you stuck them. I've got mine in my bag. So let's see. We've got his mustache, his beard. All right, we'll start with those. And we'll put the rest away for now. So we got his beard and his mustache, and then after that we can start doing the other ones, which would be his eyebrows and his ears, right? Old man is in the house. Aw. Beans and fried potatoes. That works. I'm hot, you guys. Hang on. Bear with for a second. Let me throw my hair up. It's getting real. We're putting on all his details here. We gotta focus our energy. All right, here we go. The hair's going up. Okay. So the easiest thing to do is to start with the beard. Okay. So let's start with our beard. So he's going to look Amish here for a little bit, right? I think that's isn't Amish is where you have the beard but no mustache? Oh my gosh, Michael Jackson Thriller. Oh, we just watched that the other day too, Beth. We were trying to show my daughter and she was like not interested to sit and watch. So that's what it is. So if you kind of count, I don't know if you guys can see my cursor here at all. Probably not. Can you see my cursor when I'm over here on his face? I don't know if you can see it, but so what I do is I count, right? So if you're following a photo tutorial, I'll count the rows. So we know that we place the eyes between rows 9 and 10. So we're just going to count from this one just under the eye. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 7 rows down from the eyes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that's where the beard is, this part, the bottom part of the beard is going to lie on him, okay? So we're going to start with one side. Again, you can pin this if you have pins handy. If you don't, hold it with your hands, okay? I'm getting serious. The hair's going up. That's right. That's when you know. No, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm premenopausal, but I get so hot, you guys. After baby number 2, I get very hot now. So I'll be wearing my my sandals, and it's like raining outside. My husband's like, "What are you doing?" I'm hot. I don't know. You put the socks on, and then I just overheat, you know. So we're just going down into the little ridge here. And we're just tacking up the side. You will not be tacking the bottom, you guys. This part stays untacked, okay? Just like an actual beard, right? If it's just hanging, you don't need to tack it. We're just tacking down the sides and then the top part. That's it. All right, so just 3 sides here. Ooh, pinto beans and fried potatoes. I like pinto beans. They're yummy. Oh my gosh, you guys, it keeps pulling out. So this is the beard that I use the 2 different threads. So it's a kind of a little bit of a thinner yarn, but I use the 2 shades. So I have to make sure that they both go through. But I'm running out of yarn here. I'm hoping it will just go up to the side and then I'll fasten it off. Then we'll grab the other side and work on that. Okay, see if I can get one more here, just in the tippy top. Then I'm going to go back again to find a stitch that I can tie off to. Okay. Yeah, the video is kind of, I mean, as I'm watching it, showing my daughter, I'm like, this is a little creepy, you know? I mean, I love it, but it was a little creepy. So you're just going to be pulling through those 2 loops. You're just tying off, and then we will go ahead and tuck in the knot because we've run out of thread here. There we go. So now we'll lift it up. We'll find where the gap is underneath, going in there, coming out somewhere else, and then just pull the knot to the inside, cut that end away, and tuck it in like so. Boop. There we go. So now we got to get the other side, so thread your needle again. Yeah, I know, it was pretty creepy. It was pretty creepy. Okay, so this one's longer because we're going to need it, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm just trying to make sure that the amount of space I've left between the eye and the beard on one side is roughly the same amount on the other side, so it looks even, and also where you started the beard. So for me, it's the row just above the eye, right? That we do that on the other side too, because you want them to be even. Okay, so let me find my end here. There we go. Again, just above the eye. Okay. What I'm going to do, oh, there's a black cat outside. Hello. Okay, so I'm just going to go down this line and then we'll jump back up to do the underside, okay? Just because then it's less of a jump than if we go all the way around and have to jump across the head. So that's our rationale, as they say. All right, so I'm just whip stitching this down to the side of the head. Okay. You know which one scared me as a kid? The labyrinth. The part where the red guys pull their heads off and start bouncing them, that scared the heck out of me. Do you guys remember that? Oh my goodness. I think that was the scariest part for me, actually. You know, if I saw it now, it's probably not that scary, but at the time that I first saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, they're pulling their heads off. Okay, get that last part down. Oh no. All right, now we're going to jump back up the head, okay, to get back up to the top of the beard. Now that we've tacked it down, okay, now we're just going to go around this edge here, tacking it down. Along the face. Bye, David. Thanks for popping in. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And tell Shy I said hi. Oh, you watched The Labyrinth not too long ago, Margaret? Gosh, I haven't seen it in so many years. It's one I want to show the kids, but I just don't know. I wonder if it'll scare them, because I don't remember how old I was when my parents showed me that one. I just remember that part freaked me out, so. All right, so we're just tacking down some of these stitches here. Okay. Just making our way along the bottom. This part's going to mostly be covered by mustache, right? So. Well, hello, Rita. How are you? How's it going? We are tacking Santa's beard down. We're to the assembly of Santa now. We've done all the pieces. So we're just putting him together, and then we'll work on his staff tomorrow. Yeah, it is a good one. It's very good. It's a classic, right? All the way, yep. Definitely. We got to show him Princess Bride, too. We're thinking Princess Bride, The Goonies, Jurassic Park, #1. I don't know. I'm trying to think what other ones were favorites. Well, hello, Lana. How are you? Oh, yeah, The Never-Ending Story. That was a really good one, too. That was very good. Okay, so I've got this last stitch here, and then I'm going to do the same thing, finding a stitch along the face here because this is going to be covered by the mustache anyway. But I'm just making sure I grab the full stitch, putting the thread through the loop, pulling that tight. Okay, lift it up, find the gap, come out somewhere else and just pull it until you see that little knot going into the head, okay? So now he's got the bottom part of his beard on. Okay, I'm gonna clip that away. Rid of my strand of thread, tucking this part into the head. And then now you're gonna grab your mustache. Let's see. Oh, he's starting to take shape, you guys. This is so exciting. They're all movies you haven't seen, Sam? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What was your favorite movie as a kid? Okay. So I'm going to use this to tack it down. Let me just move this guy over here so that you guys can see the picture. Looks pretty much like what we're doing, right? All right. So where the top of the mustache is, it's going to connect to the top of the beard, okay? And then the rest of the mustache will be kind of hanging down, all right? It's the same on both sides. So you're leaving a bit of space because remember, we haven't put his nose on yet. So we do still need to do his nose, okay? So that's going to be coming up here. So where we tack down his mustache is going to be just kind of to the side of his eye. And that's going to be the case for both sides. You see that? So that it's about an even spacing. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and start going down the line here. Oops. Sometimes that happens. So let me just re-thread here, re-thread my needle. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Hi, Jen. How's it going? Wizard of Oz, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, both classics. She saw Lord of the Rings for the first time at 25. Oh my gosh. Yes, you're behind, Sam. That's okay, though. That's okay. I get it. Okay. So we're just tacking down the mustache all the way along the side. Herbie the Love Bug. Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. Revenge of the Nerds. How about Back to the Future? Those were good ones, too. Oh, I think James just got home. Oh, wow, we have a cat on our front porch. Lovely. That's what he's saying. That one you've seen. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, yes. Okay. So now as you're going along the mustache, what I tend to do is actually just take a little tuck stitch along, and that way I leave this nice ridge right here, okay? Hi, son.
You record all the time when I come home.
I know.
I found it.
Oh, good. So we don't have to take too many tuck stitches, you guys. This is really just for this front part of the mustache. And you can kind of follow along where your stitches are here. All right, so you're just kind of taking a few along the side. Okay, but you're leaving this little edge that way. Sorry, you guys, I'm not in the screen. I'm sorry. So you're leaving that little edge there just to keep it kind of separate so it looks like his mouth can still open, right? So that's in essence what we're doing. Oh, how cool is that, Ricky? You saw the DeLorean. That's really cool. Okay. So now I've got the other side, the other point of the beard.
Did you win, Mom?
Win what, honey?
The bingo thing?
Oh, they don't pick that for a while, so I don't know yet.
All
right, now we're going back up the side, the other side of the beard. Okay, and I'm actually running out, so I'm going to tie this one off, and then I'll use the other one to finish up the mustache here. Let's tie this one off. There's my son. Oh, hi, Kim. Kimberly, how are you? Okay, I'm tying this one off. Let me get this out of the way here. Okay, and then we'll tuck that knot down in, come out somewhere else. Just come out on the head somewhere. Maybe. There we go. All right, now he looks like he's got hair coming out of his nostril, but he doesn't have a nose yet, so it's okay. All right. There we go. Thank you, son. Okay, so let's get this going. So, don't pick on me, son.
I'm sorry.
All right.
You never include me in stuff. Like,
What do you mean? We're always saying hi, right? I'm going to include you this weekend. We're going to figure out how to crochet, right?
we're gonna take a couple hours. For
Yeah.
me to understand.
That's okay. So
If I
now I've got
If
the
I get
other
bored
one.
at one point, I'll probably ask if I can say to somebody.
Okay. You take a break, huh?
I,
So we're going down the other side of the
Tab
mustache.
Mom,
All right. Be careful because you could end up turning it off or something.
Oh,
And then what will we do?
I clicked something, but I don't know what it was.
It's all right. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. All right, we got one more stitch here. Okay. And now I'm going to go back up to the top of the mustache because we've got the mustache on the bottom tacked down, just like so. So now we're going to tack down this top edge here. Okay, so we're just going along the face.
That one was goofy.
Big Trouble in Little China. Oh my gosh, that had some weird characters in it, huh? Margaret says, hi, James.
Hello.
Alright, so we're
Are people seeing the circle or the FaceTime camera thing?
They're seeing this right here. Okay, so we're just going now up along the top, which is kind of over where his nostrils will be going, or his nose, his little triangular nose. Oh no, don't do that.
What is that D thing?
That's just the photo tutorial of assembling. Oh my goodness, they're trying to do some weird knot thing on me here. Hang on. Hang on. Let me do this. I'm going to pull this back out as I don't want to have it making a weird knot. Bye, honey. Me too. Hang on a second, you guys. That's doing weird things, and I don't know why. Here we go. There we go. Okay, we don't need this length. I left a very long length, which was a little overzealous of me here. All right, now we're going to get our needle threaded again and just keep on going now that that is untied. All right. How's everybody doing? Almost done with the mustache part of the beard. All right, now I just need to tie this off. Oops, let's find a stitch we're going to tie off to. Just like this. Okay, let me grab the stitch and tie off, lift up, find the gap, go out somewhere else, and pop that little knot in. So weird. You know, I think it's because I'm on eCam and not on YouTube, but instead of showing me the emojis that you're putting, it's just saying like hand pink waving, and all that. It's kind of funny. It's like spelling it out. It's very weird. Hang on, let me take a sip of my coffee. Okay. So here's how our little Santa's coming out. He's looking so cute. Okay. So I'm going to scroll down to our next page, which is going to show us how the nose looks. There it is. Here's the nose. So we're adding our nose next, you guys. So grab your nose. Just kidding. Bad joke. All right, I see the ears. Where's my nose? Here it is. I found it. Okay. So you can cut away the one from the initial magic ring. You don't need that one. So I'm just going to cut that. So I should just have one strand right here, okay? Right? Exactly. Okay. So we have an opening still in our nose. So first we're going to take our thread and we're whip stitching that closed, okay? So just going on one side, going back over to the other side, and we're just going to whip stitch these two sides together to close that gap. And it's only going to take a few stitches, okay? Just like this, so that we have a nice flat piece. Just doing one more extra one here. Okay, so there's our little nose. Okay, so the nose is going to go between the eyes and overlaps over the mustache just a bit. Okay, so what I like to do is kind of make the stitches tacked to just the underside of the nose so that it can kind of set up and not be totally flattened to the face. So let's do that, okay? So initially for these corner pieces, that's okay. So I'm trying to make sure you guys can see this, and also that we're between the eyes and we have aligned ourselves. So you're grabbing kind of just some of the stitches here on the mustache, and then we're going to come up on the underside and grab the under stitch of the nose. Okay. Again, kind of on the mustache here on this next one. And then again, you're going to come up on the underside of the nose as we whip stitch this nose down here. Okay, so now we're onto the face. So we're just grabbing a stitch on the face, grabbing an under stitch of the nose, and tacking that down. You can already start to see it's taking its shape here. Again, going into one stitch of the face, coming out another, and then coming up through the stitch of the nose, the back stitch here, like so. Okay, rounding the top, doing the same thing, kind of tacking down you can actually come up through that center magic ring if you want, or along the underside of it, and we are tacking that down, and then we'll be working on the other side here. So back into the face, and when you get done, don't fasten off yet, okay? Because we need to do one more thing with this thread that we're using before we do that. Before we fasten off, there's one little trick I want to show you. Couple more stitches. I'm going to grab the other side of the nose where we've connected them. Trying to go through it, but it's very tight, so bear with as I get into that stitch. There we go. All right, now just going along the bottom of the nose. Almost done. This is the part that's always sped up, you guys, right? Like the assembling in videos. And it's like, oh my gosh, it looks so quick. Not really. It's not really quick. It's kind of a slow process, right? But that's okay. This is where we get to see him come alive. All right, so this is the last one. But before we fasten off, I want you to come up just under the eye. Okay. All right, so right now his eyes are very rounded, but as you can see in the picture, we're actually going to be taking some tucking stitches, which will bring his eyes down into the face a little bit, okay, just to give them a little bit more shape and character. This is optional, so if you're happy with him just as he is, don't worry about it. If you want to take the tuck stitches, you're going to go by feel, okay? So what you're doing is you're basically going to go along these stitches along the eye, and you're kind of going in between the stitches, right? So you're trying to catch the stitches on the back side, but obviously you can't really see them anymore because they're on the inside, right? But I've done that here. I've cottoned through the back stitches. So I'm going to gently just grab that. Now go to the other eye. I haven't pulled anything yet. So I'm going to the other eye, doing the same thing, kind of going through the stitches here. Come on, work with me here. Thank you. Trying to get this last one here. There we go. Okay, and then you'll notice I'm going to go back over to the other eye. And what you're doing is you're just trying to guide the thread to help guide the eyes and create that shape. And you may need to do that a couple times if it doesn't really catch the first time how you're wanting it to, then you can just do it again, okay? And just do it a couple times until you've gotten the shape that you want. So I'm going to come up over here. I'm just gently pulling. Do you see what I mean? So that's given him a little bit more of a character, right? So his eyes are a little more set in, just like on a real face, not so ballooned out like that. And so that's just giving his face a little bit of shape. So it gives his cheeks a little bit more shape too as well. It's just kind of little extra touch, you know? So now that I've done that, I'll go ahead and tie this thread off. I'm just picking up a stitch up here because this is where his eyebrows are going to go. So I'm just going to tie this off, have it come out somewhere else, and tuck it in. There we go. Okay. So cut that one away and tuck in that little end there. Recalling that line from Life of Brian, I'll punch him if he calls me Big Nose again. I'm Brian and so is my wife. Oh, you guys are funny. All right, so next grab your eyebrows. We're going to do the eyebrows next. So here's one. And where's my other eyebrow? There it is. Okay. Got the eyebrows. All right. And now, so we're doing this part right here. I'm just moving myself so you can kind of see the eyebrow here. There we go. So there's his eyebrow. So we're just kind of using that as our guide on placement. And again, you can use your, you can use your pins if you want to. But depending, you got to decide how you want his face to look. Do you want him kind of having his eyebrows up higher? Do you want them down low? It really changes the character depending on how you want him to look. So kind of just use these as your guide, and make your decision. Do you want him having them up higher or down low? And then, you could have him even covering his eyes partly too. I mean, just whatever you guys want to do with them. But just make that choice now, and then we'll start stitching them down. So I'm going to grab the longer one this time. Okay, let's just thread our needle here. 'Tis but a scratch, that's right. A mere flesh wound, if you will. All right. I can still bite your ankles. Okay. So now that I've decided where I want my eyebrows to go, so I don't want my eyebrows to touch my beard. I want to leave a little space in between so that they don't look connected. But yeah, the eyebrows really do tie in the character. It's kind of like putting a frame on a picture, right? So that's what we're doing. We're putting a frame on Santa's face. So we're just kind of going along the edge here of the beard so you can just see it sort of goes in line with it. And we're just going to start stitching it down, just like we've been doing. Okay, let's grab that stitchy there, coming along the bottom. Just trying to make sure that I'm still in the view for you guys, because I have a habit of moving around, and I'm trying my best not to, so. That's right. Old man bushy eyebrows, yes. Old man Santa, there we go. Just trying to make sure I pull both sides tight. See, that one had a little bit more. You don't want to leave that behind. All right, so now I'm just going to go back in, coming out of the eyebrow somewhere else, just along the line here. And we're just taking our stitches down the line. He reminds you of Moses, but you don't know what Moses looked like. Probably very similar, although Moses, I believe, I mean, I don't know either, but I think didn't he have long white hair? Or am I thinking of a wizard? I don't know. Oh my goodness. All right, so now I'm going along this top part of his eyebrow. Oh, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, Jen. Thanks for coming by and hanging out for a bit. Oops. So we're stitching down the line. Okay. Just doing one more here, and then this is tacked down. Okay. So we'll come out somewhere else and tie off our eyebrow. They do. Wow. So true. It's the way that they've always been drawn, right? That's why mine is a different skin tone. It needs to be different, you guys. I'm so tired of seeing the same thing over and over again. It's just is what it is. But let's have some fun and make our Santa, you know, different. He should have a different skin tone sometimes. He shouldn't always be that white male with white beard and all that. So this is not going to be like that. All right. I'm trying to tuck that last little piece in. There it goes. He was fighting me, but this is just the other end, so this really just needs to be tucked down in. All right. So I can come out somewhere else and tie this one off just to make sure it doesn't ever come undone. There we go. Lift it up. Ah, you lost it, Julianne. You lost it. Right? Okay. I kind of remember seeing like pictures as a kid and stuff. So that's kind of where I was at. Wasn't sure if I was thinking Moses or who, but Gandalf? No. All right. So I'm just tucking that in. Now we can do his other eyebrow. And then we'll be doing his ears because that's the last part of his face. Okay. So make it match. Make sure you're lining him up so that he doesn't look like his eyebrows are, connected on one in the middle, because that is not how Santa usually looks. But I'm making sure I've got a little bit of space on the other side. And now we're just going on down the line again, making our other eyebrow attached. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay. Whoops. There we go. How's everybody doing? Let me know what you're up to if you're working on a project or if you're taking a break. And make sure you hit the your thummy button for me. That really does help on YouTube. Unibrow, yeah, right? Have him look like, is it Frida that has the unibrow? I mean, you could. Hey, to each their own, That's the look you want. Go for it. That's the beauty of these, is you can customize them. Make them how you want them to look, right? Have the Frida eyebrows if you want to. I mean, you can make Santa have hair if you really wanted to, although I don't think I've ever seen Santa that had hair unless it was like, Tim Allen's one when he because he became Santa though. So I don't think his hair fell out. But usually Santa's bald from what I've seen, so that's why we're going with a bald Santa. One eyebrow raised so it looked like he was up to something. Yes. He's like, really? Oh, awesome, Ricky. Take the break soon and put my son to bed. How old is your son? Mine is 11. Okay, now I'm just going to cut this one away after I tie it off, of course. Pull those ends out. When it gets small like this, it's hard, right? I gotta find which end is the end because they don't want to, they all want to come through. Nope. Oh, come on. Come on. Where's the end? This is not working for me, people. Okay, that didn't work very well, but that's okay. They're different lengths too, which doesn't help with things. Okay. Mine is on the spectrum too, Ricky. Yes, he is. That's why we had such a time with the shot yesterday, getting his shot. I'm trying to tie the knot again because it didn't actually work that first time, you guys. That's what I'm doing. All right, I'm coming out somewhere else. Working on your Etsy shop? That's exciting. Giant tote full of makes. I think I need a crochet break now. So you don't do made to order. You do like you finish a project, then you list it kind of thing. So that makes it, I almost wonder if that's better. I mean, I have mine as made to order, but I mean, it's kind of nice if you just put them up if you have them, right? So that way you don't have to worry about making things in a hurried fashion, You can just send them out when you get the orders coming in because you already have them made. All right, I'm just tying off this other side like so. And then we will be attaching his ears. Okay. And clip away, clip away. how cute he's looking, you guys. Okay, his nose is a little crooked, but that's okay. That just gives him character. Right? Look how cute he's looking. I love it. I'm very happy with my Santa. Okay, next up, your ears, Mr. Man. Let's get your ears out. Okay, here's an ear. Here's one. Let's find the other ear. There it is. We got less and less pieces, you guys. This is good. Okay, let's do some ears. So for his ears, they go just behind. So just behind the beard, okay, is where his ears will go. That's where they will sit. So let's grab our yarn needle again. Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's a good way to go, Kim. Is it Kim or Kimberly? I don't want to call you the wrong thing. I will call you Kimberly if that's what you go by. All right, so I've got my ear. You want the braid. See the braid of the ear? I have those facing forward. Just gives them more definition. And usually with ears, they are in line with the eyes. So I'm doing that as well. So let's just go down. Sorry, I feel like my head's in the way. Okay, we're just going down next to our beard here, coming out next door, like so. Most of the ear you don't have to worry about. You're really just tacking down that baseline. Okay, so just come back up to the top. Since I started on the middle because of the one that I used, which was the middle of the magic ring. Jesus, Julianne, mushmouth. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, so now I'm going to grab one of the stitches from the top, going back down in, and coming back out. Okay. So you're just making sure the ear is, oop, there it is. Sorry about that, guys. The ear is nicely attached. Yeah. He's not sewing. 144 ends of embroidery thread in a super rush. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now I'm just doing one more tack stitch and then I'm going to come out somewhere else, anywhere there's brown. Well, for me it's brown. And then I'm going to grab a stitch and tie it off and tuck it in, okay? Grab a stitch, tie it off, tuck it in. Clip it away. And then do the same with the other thread. Just tie this guy off as well. Okay. Coming out somewhere else. Making sure if there's any shaping or anything you need to do to the ear, you can use this thread to do that. Mine is looking great though, so I'm happy with it. So I'm just going to tie this other thread off here, like so. And come out somewhere else, tuck it in, clip it away. And then on to the other ear. He's really taking shape. It's downstairs on the couch underneath the blankets. He's asking for his iPad. Okay, here we go. We got the other ear. So line them up, make sure you know you're looking at the face. You don't have an ear like way down here. That would look weird, right? So because I did my ear at the top of that one, then we're doing the same thing on this other ear so that they match. And we're just going to go in, coming out to the bottom of the ear, making sure the braid is forward, grabbing the bottom chain of the ear to tack the bottom part down, coming back up to the top. Okay. Doing the same thing, grabbing that chain right there. Okay, there it is. And going back down in, coming out somewhere else. Okay. And then we will tie this one off and we'll grab the other one do any more tacking stitches if we need to on the ear, and the ears will be done. Okay, so that's now nicely fastened. Grab the next one here. Bye, Ricky. Thanks for coming and hanging out. I'm so glad you had a good time. We have a good time over here, I think. I like to laugh, so especially if people are making me laugh, that's always fun. All right, so I'm just giving one more tuck stitch here with the ear as I come out somewhere else so it's nicely secured. And then I will tie this side off like so. And then come out somewhere else. And then we can cut this one away. All right, wiggle it in. There he is. Look at that. His little ears hanging out. He looks so cute. But he's missing his arms. I think that's what we're going to be doing next. So let's take a look. Here's our pattern. We're going up here. Yep. We're going to start the arms and the mittens of our Santa. Okay. So here's his arm. So grab his arm. We'll just keep on going, you guys. If you want to hang out with me, great. If you're working on Santa, great. We're just making our way along. Okay. So you can put a little bit of stuffing in the arm, just a little bit, you know, that way they're not completely flattened. So grab a little tiny bit of stuffing. I know, we're making our way, right, Margaret? Making our way. So we're just going to stuff a little bit in there. You don't want them to be like buff or anything. I mean, I can't imagine Santa actually working out. So I think we're just, you know, just put a little in there. Then you can put a little bit in the forearm. Let me see if this will work better. Yeah, it works better. Hey, you can use whatever you have, right? I have a mechanical pencil right now, so this is what I'm using. Maybe do a little tiny bit more and do that with both arms so that way they are matching too, right? We don't want to have one buff arm and one scraggly arm. Here we go. Okay. Just a little tiny bit more in there. Thank you, Beth. All right, so, you know, it doesn't need to be too chunky, so just a little bit, right? Just enough so he doesn't look totally flattened to him. And do that with the other arm too so that they're matching. And one thing I would also consider doing before we attach it, I'll show you, is just making sure. Now, depending, this is going to be different for everybody, so this is just a suggestion. It's going to depend on how you stitch things and your tension and all the things. But if you grab your coat, ultimately you're going to need to make sure that the arm can go through, right? Otherwise, that's going to suck. I'm not sugarcoating it. All right, so you need to make sure that your arm can go through the hole. So if you made it too buff, right, it's not going to go through. But mine goes through on that side. We'll just double check the other arm, double check the other arm too. You know, just making sure, because that would just be awful, right? If you made your arm and then all of a sudden you can't get it through the coat. Can you imagine? So they go through the coat. So we're good. That's what I wanted to just double check, you know. So just little things. That's good to check them out before you stitch everything down, and then you're like, oh my gosh, the arm doesn't fit. Okay. So let's grab our yarn needle again. Like so. And then what we're going to do is hold it up We'll decide whereabouts that we want the arms on either side. Okay. So this is his elbow right here, you guys, right? So the shoulder is wider, the arm is skinnier. I'm still alive. I'm still here, Killian. Yes. But look, we've got Santa's face on. Now we're working on his arms. All right. So with Santa, what I would do first is actually, let's just do a whips. We're just going to go around here. Okay. And we're going to make this closed. So we're going, weaving it in and out to just close off that arm that we've got left over here. Okay, so we're just weaving in and out, just like you would do on most of your amis if you were closing a gap, right? So tuck your stuffing in and then pull it tight. That's just closing it up. That way you don't have the stuffing sticking out there, okay? He's looking cute, right? All right, so now I'm coming back out on the underside. Okay, so now we're gonna look at his body, look at his head, kind of check out where his arm is, right? That's looking good. So we want to start tacking it down. Okay, but we're really just, if you think about it, okay, we have to get this through the coat, right? So ultimately what you want to do is connect just the arm, like where the shoulder bone's connected to that. No. So we're just connecting it around here, okay? Because the whole arm needs to go through the coat. So we don't want to connect down because then it's not going to fit right, okay? So just keep that in mind. So we're really just going to start taking a few stitches here to attach the arm just around where his shoulder is. And of course it would help if it wouldn't pop out of my yarn needle, but I mean, this has been happening a few times today, so I'm not surprised. All right, so I'm just looking at him again. I'm just going to make sure that I didn't jump around. All right. So we're going to go into the body, just like that, taking that first stitch here, and we're just going around. We'll lift the arm up. Just going to go around kind of in a circle, right? And if you just envision where his shoulder is, that's what you're tacking down, is his shoulder. Well, hello, Panda. Popping in to say hi at work but can't stay, and we'll catch the replay. Sounds good. And thank you for the thumbie. I appreciate that. So again, we're just going around the shoulder area where it would connect to his body. And that's it. Not the arm, not the elbow, not the forearm. Leave those unfastened. Just attach like a hinge, right? Just attach the shoulder area here so that his arm is fastened and you can still get it through the coat. I think Dazzling is working on something else. It sounded like there was some blanket yarn involved, which I thought about, you guys. Believe you me, I was thinking, oh, that would be so cute to make a blanket yarn Santa. Can you imagine? So cute. I would love to do that someday, maybe next year. So I'm just making sure. Okay, so you see how we just did his leg? His leg is chicken wing, right? We're just putting his arm, fastening it just enough so we could still stick it through the coat, okay? And that's all we're doing. Most of the time, Santa will be dressed in his coat, so we really don't need much. All right, so now that you've done that, you can go ahead and take up a stitch and tie it off. Oh, you're working on your cows. That's right. I remember you were talking about that last time. Okay. Okay, lift it up, find the hole, come out somewhere else, pull it through, and tie it off. Boop. Like so. All right. So we've got one arm. There it is. One chicken arm, right? Now let's get the other arm on there, and then we'll get the mittens on. So we're just going to keep on going here. And you guys, there are videos up too. I probably should have prefaced this entire video. However, I didn't. There are videos up. I've already done a videos on how to assemble Santa, but I just figured we could do it together. Since you're following along with me on this whole tutorial, I figured, you know what? We'll just assemble him together. So I'm doing the same thing we did before. I'm just weaving in and out of the leftover stitches here to create his little shoulder. Lurking, finally finishing my first stocking. Ah, that's awesome. That is awesome. Okay, closing the gap. Mind the gap. Right? Now, do the same thing on the other side. Right? So it's almost like he's kind of got his arms out, right? A little bit. Because that's how the coat is going to be. So that's where we're going. We ultimately want it to work with his coat. So we're going to the other side of his arms, checking kind of where the placement is. This is always a good thing to double check. So that way you don't have one arm too low or too high or too far back or too far forward. Okay, so we're kind of in line a little bit with the ear, maybe just ever so slightly back. Same on the other side. And now we'll start tacking it down here. Just on the underside of the arm. Okay, grabbing those underarm stitches. Going around, we'll leave that other one there for now. Now, Killian, I was looking at your, what was it? Was I on YouTube? I think I was on YouTube. It looked like you do a lot of tapestry ones, huh? Those were really nice. From what I could see. All right. So we've got his arms, okay? His arms are getting fastened down. I'm going to come out somewhere else and tie away. So let's fasten this one off. Come out somewhere else and tuck in your knot. Clip it away. All right, boop, there we go. And the next part we're going to do are the mittens. So grab out your mittens. Oh, there you go, Lana. Did you see that, Killian? Lana threw some yarn in your window. So if you remember when we were making the mittens, the reason mine had to be so long on one side was because it needs to wrap around my stick, and my stick is thicker than my other sticks have been. So that's the only reason why that one is so long, and it's like abnormally long. But when it's on him, it's not going to look that long, okay? Yeah, they look so much fun. I mean, I did a Hello Fall tutorial on my channel, and that was a tapestry, mini tapestry. And that was lots of fun, but I haven't done too many yet. Okay, so let's just move this around. All right, here we go. So we're going on to this side here, so you can see where the mitten is. Okay, so the one, it doesn't really matter which side you want to do this on, but one arm is holding the staff, one arm is holding the wreath, okay? So for mine, okay, if this is him, if we're looking at him, right, his left arm is what I have holding the staff. his right arm is what I have holding the wreath. So, yeah, he's turning out so cute, right? So the one that's holding the staff, which is going to be his left side, let's just try to keep it straight in my head here. We need to sew the mitten down, okay? And we're sewing it over the last 2 rounds of the arm. So this was just giving us a base to sew the mitten around. So the mitten will fix over these last 2 rounds here, like so. And then we'll be stitching it down, okay? Let me move my head out of the way, you guys. Sorry about that. Here I go. I'm moving on down, or moving over. All right. And you could do a bit of stuffing, just a little bit. I wouldn't do too much, but if you want to do just a little titch of stuffing here to give the hand a little shape, you can. I would not really stuff, though, this part, because this really needs to just cup around the base. You don't want it puffing out. So the only part that I would suggest any kind of stuffing in is just this little base of the palm area. And not a ton, just a little bit, okay? That would be my recommendation. Like this. Like this. Oh, that's going to be fun. How old is your grandson? If he's got a girlfriend, he's at least a teenager, right? Okay. All right, so this one, we're not really doing anything with it. It's already been fastened off as well. It's just going to fit inside of your mitten, so there's no need to really do much with that. So I'm just going to grab this, and I'm going to fix this around the arm, tucking that little thread in like that. Okay. So it just looks like one of those like foam hands, doesn't it? So funny. So this is going to be put around the stick. So if we're looking at Santa, I just want to give you guys a visual here so you know what I'm talking about. This is the mitten that's holding the stick. So you'll see that it's tethered here, but you can pull the stick out. That's the goal, right? So you'll see his thumb is on top, and this has got an opening like that. So that way you can stick the stick in there. Okay. So that's what we're going for. We want the thumb on top. So that's what I wanted to double check because I couldn't remember offhand. And see, I was going the wrong way with it, which is why it's a good thing to double check my work. Okay, let's get this mitten on here. Okay. Hats running around. Oh my goodness. Okay. So remember, his hand is sticking kind of straight out. So you got your thumb on the top here. I'm trying to see where my thread starts. And we're going 2 rows in on the arm. So I'm going to start stitching. So just to show you, I'm going to pull this off so I can show you guys. Here we go. Be nice if I was in the camera, right? Okay, do you see that? So we're 2 rows down. So there's 1 and 2 rows. We're 2 rows down, and that's where we're starting our mitten. All right. Now, I like to keep this edge. So what I do is I come up under the edge, and then I just go over to the next area, right? So I'm leaving the braid, or I'm leaving the half the braid, because this is really just one of the loops. It's not a full chain as we had started with, right? So we're just going to go underneath, going back down into the hand, coming out next door, and gently pulling. So now again, we're going to go underneath that edge right there, coming out in the mitten. Okay. And you can see you're basically just kind of, you're weaving it, right? So you're just doing like a straight stitch sort of thing on the mitten side, and then we're connecting it on the underarm side. All right, so again, I'm going underneath so that I can come out on the top of the mitten and leave that little ridge, and then going out next door, going back into the hand and doing the same thing. So we're just kind of stitching it around here. Oh, good. See, you're getting little tips and tricks, right? Okay. Almost done. Almost done. Coming out. Taking a stitch, going back into the hand, and we're just going around our mitten here to secure. But we're leaving that little ridge because it's meant to look like clothes, right? So if you whip stitch it and you don't leave that ridge, it just ends up looking like the mitten is part of his hand. So this is to give it that, maintain that little separation there. All right. So I believe we have tacked everybody down. So I'm going to come out somewhere else in the brown, because the dark brown, that's what we're using here. And I'm going to tie it off and go through the loop and tuck it in. Okay, here we go. Oh, thank you. I make it look easy? It is. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's time consuming though. It is time consuming. Oh, very cool. That should be fun, Lana. Okay, so this is the one around the thumb. Okay. So not much to this one. We're just really needing to just fasten it off because I didn't do that earlier. So I'm just going to tie this one off. So bear with as I do that. Just like this. Going out somewhere else. All right. Cut that one away. And now the only one we have left is the one that's going to help us create that cupped hand. It does look rather funny right now, doesn't it? Ooh, I've always have mine going, and I probably shouldn't, but ours is in our room. We don't have the heat part of it on though. All right, so mine needs to go around the big stick, right? So that's why my mitten is so long. But what I need to do is basically I'm just stitching it to this edge right here of the mitten to create that little ringed area where I can stick the stick through. So I'm just taking a few stitches here to create that nice little gap, because you want to leave that available for your stick to fit through. So if you need to go back over to this side and do another tack stitch, go for it, you know, take a couple, because the stick's going to come in and out, right? That way when you're storing this decoration, you'll be able to store it properly and kind of remove the stick and make sure it's nicely packaged and things so that it stays for a long time. And now that I did that, I'm just tying this one off. And I'm just going to tuck this one in here and clip it away. So the first mitten is done. Okay, so mitten one is all done. There we go. So he's got his little space for the stick. Now we got to get the other one going. So I'm just going to cut this off again. So we're not going to need that. And just tuck it in. Okay, so for the other mitten, looking at Santa again, because this is easier to have a visual, his thumb is more downward. And this is the point where if you have a bell and you want there to be a bell, you could put that in his hand. You just take a little stitch and stitch that down to the inside of his mitten. Okay, but this is the mitten that holds the wreath. So it really just fits around his mitten like that. The other thing you can do is, if you want, you can create a little chain on the back of it like this that can fix around the jingle bell, so that the jingle bell can hold the wreath like this. Okay, so it just depends on how you want him to hold it. If you want him to hold it by the jingle bell, you can do that. or I just find that it's actually just easier just to ring it around his hand, but that's entirely up to you, you know. So, oh, are you taking off, Killian? I might still be alive, you just never know, you know. Okay. So I'm going to stuff a little bit into this mitten. All right. Got threads all over the place here, so I'm just stuffing it a little bit. Give it a little bit of shape. All right. Here we go. Okay. So now we're doing the same thing. This is going to fit over the arm like so. And we're just going to go ahead and start stitching it down. Okay. Excuse me here. Okay. So again, we're going to go in the 2 rows just like we did with the other one. Okay. So we're doing that. We're just making sure that the thumb is down. And let me just make sure that I start in this line here. So 1, 2 on the rows. And we're just going to start right here, okay? So now I know this is my gauge. I can stick the little arm in, and that's my gauge all the way around. So I'm going underneath that ridge to keep it, because I want to keep the ridge there. I go to the next one over, and then back down into the arm, coming out to the next door stitch. Okay, so I can keep my little ridge there. That's my goal. Keep my little ridge. Ah, I used to do a lot of Pegasus, unicorns, and flying pigs. Nice. All right. Are you talking about Amis, Margaret? Aw, double crochets on the stockings, really hurting. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, my mom had to stop doing knitting and such because of like arthritis and things in her hands. So now I'm going to the next one, coming out. Oh no, it jumped off my needle again, you guys. It's doing that a lot today. Ah, here we go. Okay, try that again. Coming out to the next door stitch here. Those must have been pretty amazing, Margaret. I would think they would be very involved patterns, especially if you were using that one book we were talking about earlier, right? I'm just flipping Santa here, so he works with me. Coming back up, so I'm keeping my ridge. And just double checking to see where else I need to stitch. Let's just do one more. Okay, coming back to the bottom of my mitten just so I can tie this one off, like so. All right. Oh, that didn't work. Hang on, sorry. The loop went all the way in. There we go. Okay. I wonder if my box of Premier has come yet. I doubt it. It did say out for delivery today, though, my second box, so I'm very excited about that. All right, so I'm cutting that one away like that. And then we need to just tie in this other end here. Got to take breaks. Yeah, taking breaks is very important. Oh, you didn't have the book that you're talking about many years ago. Okay. So were you just winging it then, Margaret? Coming up with the pattern on the fly? Horses are hard too, so I can imagine that being a difficult thing. They're hard to draw because of their the way that their legs are angled and such. So they can tend to be very difficult to draw to make them look right. Just like hands and feet are difficult. Human hands and feet. All right. He's got his little his little armies. Now he's got his little mittens, which means we can put his coat on, you guys. Should we put his coat on and see what it looks like? All right, let's make sure that, oh, come on. Make sure everything fits, right? All right. So you may have to squish a little bit because we put his mitten on. But what you can do is just kind of feel for when the mitten goes through, and then you'll just pull. You'll pull his robe on like that, okay? So there's one side of the robe. Let's go to the other side. Tuck his arm back here and do the same thing. And that's why we didn't stuff them too much, because, you know, you don't want to make it so you can't get him through the coat. But I'm just grabbing him by the little loop, and then I can pull his arm in like that. And then with this one, what I like to do is actually just kind of tuck the coat slightly under the beard like that. And that actually holds the coat and gives it a little bit of a collar, you guys. So you can kind of see how he's coming out. Isn't he looking so cute? I love it. Oh, it's a cute Santa, I tell you. All right, so, right? So now, like, you can already, this was the wreath that we made the other time, so you can put his little wreath on. So he's got his wreath now. We still haven't done his staff yet, so we still have that to do. But we could do his belt. We do have those pieces available, so let's grab that. I just say let's just keep going. If you guys are hanging out, let's just keep hanging out, and we'll do a little bit more. So let me just find my pieces. Grab a sip of coffee or reheat your beverage. I know he's coming out so cute. Look at his little face. So cute. Oh, love it. All right. Pardon me while I'm looking for my bits here. Okay, so I've got, it's always hard, right? Because it's like, I have so many loose threads, so I keep thinking I see the belt, but I'm actually pulling just more little bits that I need to get rid of. So it's not the belt. But let me check. If we can't find it, then we'll have to do it tomorrow, but I would hope that we could find it because I had it here earlier. So let me just look around. Oh, here it is. Okay, here's the belt. And where's the other part? We need the golden part. This is me. I'm like such a hot mess, you guys. Where's my golden part? I can't find it. Shucks. We might have to wait till tomorrow. Darn. But, okay, so because I can't find it, although I know it's here, I know it's here, you guys. I'm just like not getting my eye on it. That's basically what's happening. So instead, let's do this. Let's work on the hat, okay? We'll do the belt tomorrow or whenever I can find that part, because I just need that gold piece basically to do his little belt buckle. But we could do his little hat, because that part we do have. We have that right here. We have all the bits that we need. And I have another one here for good measure, just so we can have a look-see and figure out what we need to do. All right. So let's do this first. Let's get this little ridge on. And let me get down to the right part. So I'm just scrolling down. We already did the coat, so we don't need to do the coat. Okay. So we're just going to do the hat. So let me move this guy over. So the coat is this part, the middle part right there is the hat. All right, so that's what we're working on. So let's get the ridge on first. Grab your tail on your little extra part here. Let me move this out of the way. Sorry about that. Let's do that. I'll go up here. Okay, so grab your needle, your yarn needle, and thread it. I feel like I should have Christmas music playing, you know? It could be festive and such. Okay. Let's see. All right, so tuck that tail in for now. We can tie that off in a minute. And what I like to do is, you do have a seam, right? Because we did the chain 3, that kind of creates a little bit of a seam, is to align that with the seam that we made when we connected the 2 sides. All right. So those 2 will go together. So I'm just going to flatten the hat. And we'll just tuck it into here. Just like we did when we did the sleeve, you know, if you imagine this as being like a giant sleeve, right? It's the same thing that we did before. All right. This is another end here. Just making sure I see what we're doing. All right, so these 2 are not aligned. Now they're aligned. Okay. So just to show you what we're going to do on this hat, and you'll see in here, so I did not tack every single stitch, okay? I just kind of went along and did some every couple stitches to connect them. And this is just in the last row of the color, okay? And that way the brim will actually stick out longer. So it will stick out longer. So this is just in this last row here, okay? Apologies if you hear the hairdryer. My husband is finally getting himself ready for the day. It's only 12:46. So I'm just weaving this back up my stitches here. So I'm just coming back up a little bit because, as I said, we're going to have this hanging out over the edge. Okay. And now, if you're looking at the hat, we want that last row. So we're going to be going around this area here. Okay, so this is the end. It's right in this area here. Okay. So just as we kind of have done before, we're going to go through the coat just like this. Okay. Coming out over here. So we're just skipping through and we're just weaving this, okay? So we're just going to go next door and we're just taking like little straight stitches here as you go around to tack this down, right? So you can go out somewhere else, down here. Doesn't have to be exactly next door, you know, you're just trying to basically make sure that it's not going anywhere, that it's attached to the hat. So you can skip a little bit, and then you can go again. There we go. See how we're doing that? So you can see that it's getting little straight stitches here, like that. And we're just going around all the way. So I skip a couple on the back, skip a couple, and then I'll come up here. Just like that. Take a little tack stitch, coming back to the back side, like so. Making sure I don't lose it from my needle again. Okay, now turn your work here, going a couple stitches down, and coming up again. Just going next door, going back down behind the hat here. All right, couple stitches again, and just going all the way around. Nice and easy peasy. Oh, I gotta go and cook soon, Margaret. No worries. You've been too busy to eat. I know I haven't eaten either. What did I eat today? I think I had a cookie or something. I don't know. I've just been hanging out with you guys pretty much, which is fine with me. I enjoy it. I just wanted to get as much assembled as we can with the holiday. You know, you just don't want things to take too long. I don't know how long the birdhouse will take to make. I'm hoping that we can do it in one sitting, but it might take a couple of days. So this is just giving us a little extra time there, since I've already scheduled the week out. So that's kind of why I'm just going to keep going here on some of the assembly parts, and we'll just make our way. like this, almost back to the other side. Do, do, do. Santa's looking like Santa. That's right. He's taking shape. He has a lot of pieces, so if you're making Santa with me, then, you know, trooper. You are a trooper, because this is not, I would say this is at least an intermediate pattern. Would not consider this a beginner pattern. There's just a lot of pieces and a lot of sewing that you have to do. But he just comes out so cute, you guys. He just comes out too cute. I think this pattern would actually make a really cute Hagrid too. But I'm just saying, you would definitely need hair for Hagrid, right? Nix the hat, make some hair. Finish your coffee and read for a few minutes before mine started. So funny. There's like no time, right? I know I thought, oh, maybe I'll go live a second time, like when my premiere box comes, but I don't know when that's going to come. So maybe tomorrow I'll do that. Okay, we've made it back around, you guys. Okay. So now we can just take a stitch. Actually, let's just go on to the back side here. We don't need to do a stitch on the front side. So let's just take one of these in the back and we'll tie off like so. Just going to tie off a couple times on this one. All right. And that's it. I mean, you can just, you know, weave it in a little bit if you want, or just cut it away. Doesn't really matter. And then let's cut that one away. All right. Perfect. Make sure we'll tie off this other one here. So this was from the other side. All right. So I just tightened it because it had a gap. So I tightened it. Now I'm going to just go onto the inside of the hat again. And we'll just do another tie off just like before. And if you're just tuning in, we're working on Santa's hat. We are doing the assembling part of Santa. We've already built all of Santa's pieces apart from his turtle doves. We've not done that yet, but we got everything else. So we're just starting to assemble him and he's coming out fabulous. Okay, so we've gotten the brim or the ridge of your hat on. Okay, now, as you see with this hat, okay, the ridges in between this little fold over that we're going to do, okay? So this is the ridge. This was the original ridge. So if we're looking at our ridge here, you're trying to basically, you're just hiding this little jump line here. Partly because I'm a perfectionist. I can't help it, you know. But basically, let's take this one. Let's thread it here. All right, and you can do a couple weave stitches along the tip just to finish it off. There's a little tiny gap there. It's not a big deal, but now we're going to take this and we're folding this over, you know, like we're doing some origami or something. And then you'll notice we're tacking it down about a row or 2 rows above where our, help me out here, our brim, geesh. So, and it's just on the underside, okay? There's no stuffing on this. This is just going to be on the underside of the hat. So we will just stitch it down to the other bottom area of the hat. This is what gives the hat its shape when it sits on his head. And the only other part we need to do is to attach the pom-pom, and that's what we're going to do right now. Okay, so coming out from the tip of the hat, grab your pom-pom. Now we attached the pom-pom with a little strand, and you should be able to find that strand if you go looking. Okay, you see it? So if I part the pom-pom, you can see that strand right there. That's what we're going to be attaching it to. So I'm going to just go underneath that, like so. Okay, and we're just going to take a couple of stitches around that one on the pom-pom, okay? And then affix it to the tip of Santa's hat. All right, so doing that a couple of times, going through just like you did in that last one, coming out. Just make sure that you're not picking up all of the pom-pom bits like that, right? Just kind of separate them so that you're going on the underside of the pom-pom. Go back down into the hat. Okay, so your pom-pom is nicely affixed to his hat. Then you can tie this off to one of the stitches on the hat. Again, making sure you don't get your pom-pom in there. Okay, and then just take your knot, tuck it down in to pop the knot onto the inside of the hat, just like so. Now you can cut off this one on the inside of the hat, and then just tie this one off and your hat is done, you guys. We're making our way. We're almost done with Santa. My goodness. He's looking so cute. Okay, so this one we're just tucking that in there. So that's Santa's hat, you guys. Okay, so grab Santa. We'll just fit it on his head here. That way we can, all right, so the seam to the back. All right, just like this. And then I always like to just kind of put the little pom-pom in the crook of his arm there. But my hat's actually bigger because this yarn, you guys, is actually a little thinner. So it made his head a little smaller than yours is probably. But that's okay. That just gives him more hat to play around with. But you can see he's got his little hat on now. See? And he's got his little coat. The only thing left we need to do for Santa, well, a couple things. We need to do his belt, and then we also need to do his staff and his turtle doves. So that's really all that we have left to do, you guys. I mean, he himself, like his whole body, everything's done there. We've got his wreath finished, so that just goes around his little arm like that, right? So we really just have his staff to do and his little belt. But because I can't find my gold thread right now, we're going to save that for tomorrow, okay? So we've been going for just about 3 hours, you guys. I am so thankful for those of you that have stuck with me this whole time. And pardon me. Also for those of you that have been in the replay, show some replay love and leave a little comment below. And yeah, we're making our way through, you guys. Look how cute he's coming out. Oh, I'm loving it. This is my little woodland Santa, so I'm very excited. I'm going to do some moss on his cane or on his staff, and we've got the birdhouse that it's going to be an optional add-on to his staff. So we have options coming up, you guys. So I hope you're enjoying this crochet along tutorial, and we will be back on again tomorrow, and we'll keep working on Santa and see how far we can get. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evenings, and hydrate, get your coffees, enjoy, and I will catch you next time. Don't forget, thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.